Good morning, everybody. Well, there's Nancy Ellis right in the front row. Nancy is here, Ann Steidiger is here. I've already spent about an hour and a half with Nancy and Ann. They are taking my course in American government on Zoom. And so they sit there and they ask questions, and hopefully they answer questions. So it's nice to see them. Come on over, get a seat. We had plenty of seats over here in the back. There are going to be so many speeches, Vince, that by the time this thing is over, you're not going to be able to stand up. Oh, come on. Larry Cadell, let the sun shine on you. Come over here. Larry loves trees. We are so fortunate, ladies and gentlemen. So fortunate, it almost defies words. We are fortunate to be here in this wonderful community. We are fortunate to be among such a distinguished and, dare I say, loving group of individuals. We are fortunate to be in a position to dedicate and to break ground for a new building. I was telling Bob that when we have difficulties with our trustees, we bring them out here, we beat them up a little bit, and we put them down here in this. And it's worked so far. They've behaved themselves for 33 years, I suspect. They've got a few more in them. There are a few people who are going to say some things, and I just can't say enough about what this means to us. We have built many buildings on this campus, you and I, and George and I, and Larry and I, but we've never built a building as important as this one. It is a building that is built to help us perform our core mission. And the core mission of Sand Hills Community College is to train the workforce. And the workforce of Moore County and Hope County is very heavily medical. And so this building is not just the college's building, it is indeed the community's building, and it's going to enable us to do more of what Mickey Foster is always asking me to do. Mickey's over here today, he's joined us, and we appreciate his being here. But he's always saying, John, whatever you do, try to produce more nurses for us. We are simply, we all know what we just went through. And who knows, may have to go through it again, God forbid. But what we went through was not a shortage of equipment, not a shortage of space, but a shortage of people who weren't exhausted by having to work double and triple shifts to keep us healthy during the pandemic. And if we can produce more nurses, hopefully that won't happen again. So this building means a lot. There are a lot of people to thank. I'm going to let George thank the county commissioners, though I see Wayne Vest is here, and appreciate Wayne. Wayne is in addition to being the county manager, he's a financial wizard, and he helped us immensely in the execution of the bond issue. The bond issue is really about an issuance of bonds, and the way you do it determines really how much you're going to have to pay back. It's quite complicated, and fortunately Wayne is a master at it, and he's put us in a financial situation where we're going to be able to build this building without having to go back to the county commissioners. Well, I should say without me having to send Larry Cadell back to the county commissioners to ask for more money. So we're going to be fine. But I do want to start by introducing to you the person who is responsible for me being here, in addition to Evelyn. Evelyn is sitting over there in that cute hat and those cute sunglasses. She just had cataract surgery, and she's even cuter than normal. But in addition to Evelyn bringing me here, it was George Little who brought me here. And for the last 32 years, we've tried to work pretty hard together to create for this community what it deserves. If this is the finest community in the United States in which to live, it deserves the finest community college. And we have worked very hard to try and make that happen. George has been an incredible boss. I don't mean he's bossy, though he has a little of that, to be honest. But he's an incredible boss, and he's not only dedicated to the welfare of Sandhills Community College, but to all community colleges throughout our state and throughout our country. It's my pleasure to introduce to you a gentleman in his 41st year of trusteeship at Sandhills Community College, George Little.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here today and to participate in this very important occasion of building that nursing building that Larry and I and the other trustees have been working on along with John for many years. And the wind is blowing. But let me first of all introduce someone else that's here today with me, and that's Wanda, my lovely wife, who we celebrated our 13th anniversary yesterday. There's here, Wanda, thank you. She had jury duty this morning. I won't give you her excuse to the judge, but the judge did dismiss her today, so that's great. Anyway, President Dempsey, trustees, commissioners, board members, college supporters, students, friends, and nurses to be, and nurses. Many thanks for being here and for your support of the bond issue that will fund this new nursing building. In our history, Moore County voters have always supported the bond issues for the college and the public schools. Also, let me express our appreciation to Connie Lovell. And Connie is not here today, but her husband Bob is. And Bob, we want to really express our appreciation to her and all the volunteers who worked with her, who ran the campaign on a daily basis, and who helped us achieve our goals. You are the best. Let's recognize those volunteers. Many thanks to Superintendent Grimacy and the Board of Education for all their support and cooperation. We go back, John and I go back in bond, actually I go back before John in bond issues. The first year I was the chairman, we had a bond issue. We won by 101 votes. And it set us off, and then we've passed every bond issue since then also. So I want to thank all of you for that support. Special recognition goes to John Dempsey for all of his efforts. That we would not be here today if it wasn't for John and his efforts. We'll give you a quick story. John and I, on one of the bond issues we were doing, were over at the Pinehurst at the club, and we ran into a former commissioner who was putting on the green, and Colin McKenzie, our good friend, and he said, "You're going to get beat tomorrow in that bond issue." And we said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, y'all going to get beat." He said, every one of my golfing buddies is voting against it." This is back years ago. John and I walked away. The next day we won the election. What Colin failed to recognize was all the women and the mothers and the wives were voting for us instead of the men. And we had that vote locked up. We won by a little over 100 votes. So that was a big day for us in that day. But I want to actually thank the Board of Trustees for all they have done, and to each of you for what you've done, and especially to John Dempsey for the hard work that he does. He gets out and moves around and makes sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed when we're running a campaign. And without John's efforts, we wouldn't have been successful. So thank you, and thanks to each of you for this very special day.
Good morning. My name is Kathy McPherson, and I'm here to welcome you on behalf of the Sandhills Community College Foundation Board. Today we gather for the groundbreaking of Foundation Hall. The naming of this building serves as a testament to the impact that our Foundation Board has on this wonderful institution. As a board, we serve as a liaison between the college leadership, the students, and the community. As a matter of fact, the board likes to think that we help in our small way to put the community into this community college. Year after year, the Sandhills Foundation Board works hard to raise money, not for money's sake, but when you feel the pain of others, you care enough to meet their needs. And that's what's important, I think. Sir Winston Churchill once said, "We shape our buildings. Thereafter, they shape us." I see Foundation Hall as a reflection of who we are and what values we have. And yes, that value is education, the education that will come out of this new building where people will live, work, and learn. So I guess I would like to close by wishing blessings upon every student who will enter this building, and also blessings upon the people's lives who will be impacted from their training here. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Brenda Jackson, the Chief Operating Officer with the college, and it's so nice to see so many people out here on this beautiful morning. I wanted to tell you that I really feel like the stars have aligned for us on this important project. We had so much support from the voters, the county commissioners, Wayne and his staff, our board of trustees, with George and Larry, who were instrumental in working on the project with us, Dr. Dempsey, and also Kathy and our foundation board through donors and the actual naming of Foundation Hall. And we're so happy to have the Bradshaws with us here today as well. So we are extremely grateful to all of these parties and so happy to see all of you here. I also want to recognize this morning Bordeaux Construction Company. They're our project contractor, and we have three gentlemen here representing them. We have Ben Bryson, Chris Koning, and Ben Warren. And we're so excited to have you here. We're having our first meeting this afternoon, so we're not wasting any time. We're going to get started right away. And thanks for being here. Lastly, I want to just really recognize and thank our steering committee. Without the hard work of the committee over the last 2 years, we would never be at the point that we are right now. And LS3P is our architects. We have Brian Teed here today, and we're so thankful that we've had him to work with. He's been awesome. Chris Roberts and Becky Smith also are with LS3P, and were so instrumental in the project. George Little, Larry Cadell, and Dr. Dempsey were on our committee, and they worked very hard in the design, particularly the outside of the building. Right, Larry? And did a fabulous job. We have Doug Smith and Ken Dowdy way in the back over here. They're our facilities folks, and they will now become construction managers, project managers for the project, and they're looking forward to that. And we have Dr. Rebecca Rausch here with us, Dr. Lynn Pfeiffer, I believe Sue Senior and Karen Elick may be here. They were also on our committee. They were our academic gurus, and we couldn't have done it without them. So this really has been a labor of love for the committee, and probably no one is more in love with the project than Lynn Pfeiffer, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the academic programs that go on in the building, as well as the structure of the building. So Lynn, thank you.
Foundation Hall is aptly named. It does recognize for many years the donors that have supported nursing and health sciences. We couldn't have done it without their support and the support of the donors. The donors have enhanced our academics. They've helped our faculty with faculty development and continuing education. They've helped promote scholarship, and they've made health careers possible for many, many, many students. We truly appreciate the donors that have helped build Foundation Hall. Foundation Hall is also perfectly named because here we'll lay the foundations for excellence in health careers. The 225-seat auditorium will not only seat nursing students, but students across campus and folks from the community that will come to our campus to attend webinars and workshops and lectures here in Foundation Hall. The new lab space will consolidate our lab and in essence double our current one-room lab that has 6 beds. It will go to 12 beds, so we'll have more space for more students. Our new simulation area will be dedicated and separate from our lab space so that students can together learn to practice in a very safe environment, intra-professional health care. So we're so looking forward to that. Generations of students will walk through these doors. I can't wait to see them, but they'll walk through these doors, and then our graduates will walk into the doors of our homes sometimes. They'll walk into the doors of our healthcare facilities and our universities as they continue on with their education. A foundation is indeed being laid for the future. Thanks everyone for being here.
A couple of things. I want to introduce some people real quick that I noticed that are here. Let's introduce the county commissioners. Frank Quist, Catherine Graham, Jerry Dakey, and Louis Gregory. They're here. Let's recognize good friends and good. And also, I want to recognize trustees that are here. Larry Cadell, Timothy Carpenter, Gary Evans, Lieutenant Colonel Vincent Gordon, Helen Post Mills, and is there anyone else here? Did I miss anybody?
Gene
And
Horn.
Gene Horn. Hey, Gene. Okay. That's our trustees. Thank you.
You know, and George forgot to introduce the county commissioners. I thought to myself, oh my God, they're going to take the money back. You know, the county commissioners, let me say something about the county commissioners. We just got voted, you may have seen in the pilot, we were just recognized as the second most beautiful college campus in America. Well, I'm not going to tell you the most, but I will tell you that the Community College of Maui was 6th. So to get this accolade was really quite remarkable, and it falls into the hands of Dennis. Is Dennis Holder here? Where is Dennis? Dennis, he's probably working somewhere. Dennis and Doug and all of our grounds crew, they do a fabulous job, but they wouldn't do it without the support of the county commissioners. Now, I've been here for 33 years, and I don't recall a time ever when we asked the county commissioners for support for a legitimate need. Not that we would ever ask for non-legitimate needs, but for a legitimate need that they ever turned us down on. They might shave it a little bit, but they were always there for us, and they've been there for us since the days of E.B. Cook. He was the first county commissioner I ever met in Moore County. He's a little different than today's crop, but no matter who was up there, no matter what else they might be doing or not doing, the county commissioners have always supported Sand Hills Community College. And some of that, by the way, is in Catherine Graham's case. We trained her for a few years as a trustee, and then she went up and became a county commissioner, and she knows what to say when we come up. So she's been a great help, and it really is wonderful to have her. In addition, by the way, to being named the second most beautiful community college.
That's the win.
It's not you, it's me. How many times have you heard that? In addition to being the second most beautiful college, we are the second safest college in the United States of the 500 that were surveyed. And now I know that Chief Freet was here a moment ago. Where is he? Chief Freet, the police force. We would probably have finished first had I not parked in visitors parking on several occasions, but we finished second nonetheless. And so this is a beautiful place. It's a safe place. We like to think it's a happy place. We know it's a productive place. It's a kind of a place that a person like Pamela Gardy can come when she was probably 19. Where are you, Pam? She's where?
Right there, right there.
There, she's no longer 19. She's 24 now, but she has been with, I believe, Now, I could be wrong, but I believe you are the senior nursing faculty member at the college. Is that correct, Lynn? So she's been here a long time. And before that, her dad was the Brenda of his day and ran the business office here at the college and was Larry Cadell's professor. So you know he was a nice, kind man and an easy grader. Speaking of Larry Cadell, Larry's over there holding up the thing. Larry and George came and said at the very beginning of this process, look, all of this simulation stuff, all of this lab stuff, you guys work that out to your satisfaction. We want to make sure it looks good from the outside. And really, architecture is that. You have to use the left side of your brain to create spaces that work, and the right side of your brain that creates spaces that are beautiful. And they have done that in this case. So there's so many people to thank. The foundation is what makes this college the place that it is. And when George mentions the simulation labs, I can, without giving anything away, I can look into the audience and I can see the people who gave us the money to create the simulation labs, and people who gave us the money to create the scholarships, and the people who gave us the money to create the nursing labs. It's just remarkable the extent to which this community is sort of married to this college. And there's nobody, he's got a very successful marriage of his own, but there's nobody married to the college more closely than Stan Bradshaw. Stan and Jean have been wonderful benefactors of Sand Hills Community College, as well as our neighbors across the street. They're very involved in the O'Neill School. In fact, this entire part of Moore County is going to be called Bradshawville, if only we can get the county commissioners to agree to it. But they have been very, very nice, not only as donors, they're very generous, obviously, but as people who invest their time and their energy. They really care about what happens inside the buildings as well as what the buildings look like. And I've asked Stan to say a few words. We thank him and Jean, of course, both for the Bradshaw Performing Arts Center, and we are thanking them for the foundation, because part of the word foundation comes from the Bradshaw Family Foundation that has made possible a lot of the equipment, a lot of the fancy stuff that's going to go into this building. You know, you give Lynn Pfeiffer an automatic, limitless budget, and she'll exceed it in a week. So we have a lot of stuff inside this building that is going to make us famous in the future, and Jean and Stan help with that. So let me ask Stan to say a couple words.
Well, thank you, John. You know, Jean and I are thrilled to be here and be part of this project. You know, it's always been a focus of our foundation to try to empower others. You know, it's great to help someone in need, but we think it's even better to empower them to be able to take care of their own needs. So we think that the work that's going to be done in Foundation Hall will be empowering both to the students who study there as well as the greater community. You know, there are a lot of aspects to the name Foundation Hall, in addition to acknowledging the importance of Sand Hills Community College Foundation. You know, an education that the students will receive there will be a foundation to their ability to live a productive life. You know, access to the health care is, of course, a foundation to a vibrant community. And so we think the graduates from Foundation Hall will assist in the growth and capability of First Health, whose success is indeed vital to this community. You know, so Jean and I are very glad that our foundation is helping to empower Sand Hills to equip this facility with the most modern of technology. So we thank Sand Hills tremendously for producing this for us. Thank you.
Now I think, Brenda, mistress of all things shovel-like, it is time for this august crowd, minus Brenda and me, at least in the first shot, to step forward and turn some dirt.